Good morning, everyone. My name is Prem Kumar K, Assistant Professor of English, Government First Grade College, Chikbalapur. I am going to teach for the program BA. Subject is Optional English for the semester second. So, in this session, I am going to discuss about the chapter 8, that is Wings of Fire, excerpt 4, and Contemplation 1991. In the last session, we had discussed about the introduction to doctorate from Anna University, establishment of guided missile development program, helicopter arranged by Defense Minister to attend Jamila's wedding, staff enthused with fire and action, selecting the leader for each project, Indira Gandhi's visit to DRDL, and successful outcomes. In this session, let us discuss about Padma Shri Awards. On Republic Day 1990, the nation celebrated the success of its missile program. Dr. Kalam was conferred the Padma Vibhushan along with Dr. Arunachalam. Kalam's colleagues J.C. Bhattacharya and R.N. Agarwal were also decorated with Padma Shri Awards. It was the first time in the history of free India that so many scientists affiliated to the same organization found the names on the awards list. And Kalam's memories. Kalam sat for a while in silent contemplation. He remembered the sand and shells of Rameshwaram, the care of Idurai Solomon in Ramanathapuram, the guidance of Reverend Father Sequeira in Trichy and Professor Pandalai in Bangalore, the hovercraft ride with Professor Menon, the pre-dawn visit to the Pilpot range with Professor Sarabhai, the healing touch of Dr. Brahma Prakash on the day of the SLV 3 failure. All these he remembered and memorized, and he was thinking of all the failures and the successes. Sharing the dayas with his teacher Idurai Solomon, it was one of the memories how Kalam shared the dayas with his teacher, and Kalam went to Madurai Kamaraj University to deliver the convocation address. When he reached Madurai, he asked for his teacher Idurai Solomon, who was by now 80 years old. However, his teacher attended the convocation. By seeing this union, Dr. P.C. Alexander, the governor of Tamil Nadu, requested Idurai Solomon to share the dayas. After his lecture, Kalam bowed down to his teacher and said, "Great dreams of great dreamers are always transcended." But Idurai Solomon replied, "You have not only reached my goals, Kalam, but you have eclipsed them." That was the greatest moment of a student and a teacher, how they shared their ideas. And it was the Kalam's gratefulness for his teacher. Even then, he achieved the peaks of that achievement, but he bowed down the teacher. So that is how his humbleness and his simplicity lies in Kalam. And let us see how he conferred Doctor of Science along with Nelson Mandela. Kalam received an honorary degree of Doctor of Science from the IIT Bombay. In the citation read by Professor B. Nag on the occasion, Kalam was described as an inspiration behind the creation of a solid technological base from which India's future aerospace programs can be launched to meet the challenges of the 21st century? Well, perhaps Professor Nag was only being polite, but Kalam do believe that India will enter the next century with its own satellite in geostationary orbit, 36,000 kilometers away in space, positioned by its own vehicle. Kalam not only achieved the peaks in the science, but he has also had a keen eye towards the less privileged. Means he had also the socio consciousness in order to help the underprivileged. So he wants to open the school for less privileged. On 15th October, Kalam turned 60, so he looked forward to retirement and planned to open a school for the less privileged children. His friend Professor P. Ramarao, who was heading the Department of Science and Technology in the Government of India, even struck up a partnership with him to establish what he called the Rao Kalam School. So they were unanimous in their opinion that carrying out certain milestones, however important they may be, or however impressive they might appear to be, is not all there is to life. And Kalam also have a lot of messages for youth. Let us see what his message for youth. The biggest problem, he says, about the Indian youth is facing the lack of clarity, of vision, a lack of direction. Means youth lack the clarity of vision and also lack of direction. It was then Kalam decided to write about the circumstances and people who made him what he was, what he is today. The idea was not merely to pay tribute to some individuals or highlight certain aspects of his life. What Kalam wanted to say was that no one, however poor, underprivileged or small, need feel disheartened about life. Problems are a part of life. Suffering is the essence of success. That is how he led the life of completeness, and he gave the same message for the youth. And let us see what are the Kalam's contemplations. At last, Dr. Kalam says that was the story of the period ending with the first Agni launch life will go on. That was the story of a lad who sold newspapers to help his brother. That was the story of a pupil read by Subramaniam Iyer and Idurai Solomon. The story of a student taught by teachers like Pandalai. He contemplated that he had no belongings in the worldly scenes. The story will end with him as he had acquired nothing, built nothing, possessed nothing, no family, sons, daughters. He calls young to get inspired from his story. Thank you.